Welcome to week 5 of my Dark Studies series, where I'm teaching you guys week by week what I've been learning in my forensic psychology classes. I finally started my other course, which is psychological issues and dependency in family law cases. And y'all, today we're going to get into DV phrases, what you should and should not say in the court. Your language matters in court. You can't just go willy-nilly and say whatever you want. You have to have the proper terminology while you're addressing the court, and not only that, but during your assessments, because it can lead people astray and make things really, really bad for the children or the parents in the system. Judges using vague phrases like parents just need to get along can minimize the abuse that someone is experiencing. This type of language blames the victim rather than holding the abuser accountable. DV has sensitive language, meaning that the court should name the violence directly and recognize the patterns of control. Judges should also validate victims' fears and avoid implying equal responsibility, and proper language reinforces accountability for perpetrators. So you want to be able to call something out directly. We're not the gray area of, I don't know, they could have done better, or it's a relationship problem. No, we need to call out the patterns of abuse and say it for what it is directly. Now, this also has an impact on children. Kids don't have to be physically hurt to be harmed. They can also witness DV, which can create trauma in their own life. Some of the effects include hypervigilance, anxiety, disrupted development, and long-term emotional harm. Now, this is going into court responsibility with the language that we're going to be using for DV, meaning that custody and visitation decisions should prioritize children's safety, not parental access. And we already know how sometimes people take advantage of that. There's also protective strategies, which include supervised visitation or risk assessments when DV is present. So the biggest takeaway that you guys should be taking from this is that the way the courts talk about DV can either empower victims and protect kids, or it can silence victims and embolden abusers. I do want to get into some of the examples of bad language that we're not going to use in DV cases, such as the parents just need to get along, both parties are responsible for the conflict, this was just a relationship problem, the children weren't directly abused, so they're fine, you need to communicate better for the sake of the children, he's a good father, aside from the issues with his partner. These are phrases that you don't want to say. It's, again, taking all of the blame, putting it on the victim, and then not having any accountability for the abuser at all. Let's see what week 6 has in store for us.